Suddenly, alarms blared through the complex. The lights flickered, and a deep explosion shook the walls. The Axalzer guards outside the cell panicked, their sharp claws clicking against the metal floor. Varish turned sharply. "Report." A soldier rushed in. "Commander, a human strike force has breached the outer walls. Their weapons are cutting through our defenses." Varish's blood ran cold. The humans had come. Carter chuckled, shaking his head. "Told you." Before Varish could react, the ceiling above them blew apart in a shower of fire and debris. Smoke filled the room as a squad of armored human soldiers dropped in, weapons ready. "Captain Carter," a soldier shouted. Carter stood, his muscles aching, but his spirit strong. "Took you long enough." One of the soldiers tossed him a rifle. "Figured we'd let you soften them up first." Carter smirked and turned toward Varish, who now stood frozen in disbelief. The Xalzer had underestimated the humans. They thought torture would break them. Instead, it only made them angrier. "You should have killed us when you had the chance," Carter said, leveling his rifle. The Axalzer tried to flee, but it was too late. The humans opened fire, and within minutes, the prison complex was under their control. The surviving Salzer surrendered, terrified of what their captors would do. As the human soldiers freed the remaining prisoners, Carter looked around at his people, wounded but victorious. They had endured the worst that Haxalzer could throw at them, and now it was the aliens who were afraid. The humans gathered their fallen, treating the wounded with care. But there was no mercy for the Falzer commanders. The aliens who had once tortured them now knelt in chains, trembling. Carter stood over Varish, who was now bound and bleeding. "You wanted to know why we don't break." Carter said, crouching down. "Because pain isn't the worst thing we've faced. We've survived horrors that your kind couldn't imagine. And when someone tries to break us—" He leaned in closer, his voice a whisper. "We break them instead." The human fleet arrived shortly after, wiping out the last of the Valzer forces in the system. The war wasn't over, but a message had been sent. Humanity was not weak, and the Hexalzer had made the worst mistake of their existence. They had underestimated the unbreakable will of mankind. The end. Humanity had fought many wars, but never one like this. The Axalzer, a ruthless alien empire, invaded Earth without warning, crushing cities with their advanced weaponry. The war was brutal, but humans fought back harder than anyone expected. Now, deep inside of Zalzer prison complex on a barren planet, a group of human prisoners sat in dark, damp cells. Their bodies bore wounds from endless torture, but their spirits remained unbroken. The Xalzer could not understand why. Commander Varish, the Xalzer officer in charge, paced in frustration. His kind had conquered countless species, yet none had resisted like these humans. Their bodies were fragile compared to his species' tough exoskeletons, but their minds were something else. Varish turned toward his lead interrogator, Kelzer. "Why do they not break?" he demanded. "Every species we have conquered surrenders after a few days of pain. Yet these humans endure. They resist. They mock us." "How?" Kelzar, his 4 insectoid eyes blinking in frustration, hesitated. "I do not know, Commander. We have used all our methods: electric torment, starvation, exposure to extreme heat and cold. Yet they still refuse to submit." Varish narrowed his eyes. "Show me." Kelzer led him to a cell where one of the prisoners sat against the wall. The human's name was Captain James Carter, a former Special Forces operative. His face was bruised, his hands covered in cuts, but his eyes burned with defiance. Kelzer stepped forward. "You have suffered for weeks, human. Your allies will not come for you." Your body grows weaker. Submit, and your suffering will end. Carter chuckled, his voice dry and cracked. That's cute. You think pain is enough to make me give up. You have no idea what humans are capable of. Varish frowned. Your species is weak. Your bodies are soft. What makes you resist? Carter tilted his head, a smirk forming despite the pain. Weak? You think we're weak. Tell me something, Gug. How many of your kind have died trying to break us? Kelzer stiffened. The truth was unsettling. Many Xalzer had suffered injuries, or worse, while trying to torture the humans. The prisoners had used every opportunity to fight back. They had bitten, gouged, and even turned the Xalzer's own devices against them. Varish clenched his jaw. Pain will teach you obedience. Carter shook his head. Pain? You think we don't know pain? Humans have fought wars for thousands of years. We've endured starvation, disease, disasters. We've survived things that would make your kind tremble. And you think a little pain will break us. Varish felt a strange unease. These humans did not behave like other species. Every other race had surrendered under torture. But these prisoners, they were laughing at their captors. Carter leaned forward. You know what the funny part is. The more you hurt us, the worse it's gonna be for you. Because when we get out of here, and we will get out of here, there won't be a single Kavalzer left standing. Empty threats, Kelzer hissed. You are prisoners. Carter grinned. For now.